Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV, and also welcome to the first of many Job Quest mashup videos. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to be recording all of the Job Quest videos and putting them all into a single video. And then once that video is all ready to go, I will throw it up on YouTube whenever it's ready. Now, I'm going to be doing this in steps. There are 1 through 8. There's 1 through 80. So I'm not going to include all 80 job quests. That video would be too long, and some job quests can be pretty lengthy. So I'm going to do this like this. I'm going to be putting the 1 through 50 quests in one video. And yes, I'm going to also be including the class quests that happen prior to the job quests. Summoner and Scholar are going to be different because since Arcanist shares both Scholar and Summoner, I'm going to be throwing the Arcanist quests with Summoner, as you can, I'll just have the Scholar job quest in its own video. But yeah, and once that's done, I'm gonna be doing all of the job quests from 50 to 80, and put those into one video. Now, I'm still gonna do this in steps, so I'm gonna be leveling all my other classes in the same exact order as I do on my main. I'm gonna do DPS, healer, and then tank. And since I pretty much leveled up 2 classes at once. With Scholar, Arcanist was a good place to start. Now, I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna do the jobs that are gonna require the most time to level up, and that's all the jobs that came with the Realm Reborn. So that would be Gladiator, Marauder. Obviously, I got Scholar already situated. Pugilist, Lancer, Rogue, Archer, and Thaumaturge. And once those are all level 50, I'm gonna be focusing on the ones from Heaven's Ward, which are Dark Knight, Astrologian, and Machinist, which start at level 30. I'm gonna get those to level 50, and once all those jobs are level 50, I'll be able to access. Well, I can access them now, but officially, quote unquote, access Samurai and Red Mage from Stormblood. And since those start at level 50, it's convenient for us. And then once those are level 50, I'm gonna level up everything to level 60. And then once everything's level 60, I can have quote unquote access to Gunbreaker and Dancer, which were added in Shadowbringers. Now, Blue Mage is a limited job. It can't access normal content. Well, it can't access roulettes. It can't access Duty Finder like every other job can. So leveling it is very different compared to the other jobs. Plus, you can't even take Blue Mage into endgame content because right now it's maxed out at level 70. So Blue Mage will probably be the last job that I focus on leveling, because it's a little weird. And obviously, as Blue Mage goes, you learn spells from monsters. So, for instance, like from Quina from Final Fantasy IX, where you had to eat monsters to learn spells. That's pretty much how it works here, except you don't eat monsters. Now, the same is going to be applied for these jobs. Now, once everything is level 50, excluding Gunbreaker and Dancer, I keep doing that. I'm going to be focusing on these jobs, the Gatherers and Crafters. Gatherers will be next, then it will be Crafters, and once everything is level 50, I'm going to be taking them to level 80. I'm doing it in steps because it won't feel as daunting when I actually get back to leveling them. because if I get all my battle classes to level 80 and then come back into the gatherers and crafters and start level 1, that's gonna feel pretty daunting. So I'm gonna do it in steps. So yeah, as you can see, we are a level 50 summoner. So this video is going to be all of these job quests for 1 through 50. That yeah, as I mentioned, this is also going to be including the Arcanist quests. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video, and I will see you at the very end when we actually complete the level 50 job quest. Alright, let's dive into our first additional job. We are going to be starting with Arcanist and going down that route, because that unlocks both Scholar and Summoner. They both level together, so I can get 2 job quest videos out at the same time pretty much. So, let's do it. Murray! Welcome to the Arcanist Guild. It is here that we research and develop the field of Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometries and intricate patterns that map the unlocked mysteries of existence to draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. If you prefer an arcane art built on structured thought and precise reasoning, then your discerning intellect may find home here at our guild. Might you consider enrolling yourself as an initiate? Yes! Aha! Just as I predicted. Before we proceed any further, however, let us first feed out your appetite for knowledge with a morsel of guild history. The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to the esoteric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was these island folk that first discovered a method to express natural phenomena in mathematical terms. Building on this, the existing mathematical formula were further developed into arcane geometries, precise patterns that allowed a practitioner to weave ether into specific magical effects. The mages who invoked this new form of magic became known as Arcanists, and the school of Arcanima was born. Many such mages, wishing to expand their understanding of the world, took them to the seas aboard trading vessels. Upon their arrival in Limson Lominsa, Arcanists found themselves welcomed into the academic elite and seemed to secure positions in the realms of governance and council. The knowledge of an Arcanist, however, is traditionally passed on from master to chosen disciple. As such, Admiral Merrowweb, counting several wielders of Arcana among her personal staff, became concerned that this exclusionary practice would lead to the eventual extinction of the art. So the Admiral's express orders, and an initial Arcanist Guild was established and funding was provided for research and training. The complex and demanding nature of Arcanima, however, remains the greatest threat to its own future. If you invite such cerebral challenges, then you have to reaffirm your commitment to join our guild. Wait. Oh, that was it. That was just the okay. That was just the explanation. Let me see something real quick. So, yeah. I'm choosing this route because even though it'll knock Scholar off the list, and it'll knock Summoner out at the same time. So, that's that. Well, have you decided to enroll in our guild, or are you now intimidated by the thought of excessive thinking? No, I got it. Your sound judgment is to be commended. Now, standard practice dictates that I introduce you to our guildmaster, that you might convey your intentions in person. Due to extraordinary circumstances, however, he is unreachable at present. Instead, you may speak with Mistress I'm just going to call her Mistress Thu. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership in the interim. You'll find her just over there, by the bookshelves. You needn't be shy, though her mind is sharp and critical, her manner is always most welcome. Hi, Thu! Yes, I'm Thu. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. As Murray has doubtlessly explained, I am serving as acting guildmaster until our wayward leader deigns to return. I assume our capable receptionist also spoke of our art's origins. Allow me then to expound upon its nature. Arcanima taps into the living energies of ether. The evidence of this is represented by, most aptly perhaps, by our ability to manifest the arcane entity Carbuncle in the manner of magic with this ethereal ally employed at our command. The core of the discipline, however, is found at the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential quandary, even in the field of battle. Nay, especially in the field of battle, the principle takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An Arcanist is measured by her ability to calmly analyze the situation from moment to moment and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. The study of Arcana will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? Lady, do you know who I am? An ambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. Here, take the good grimoire in hand, and we shall next judge your aptitude for our discipline. Arcanist unlocked! That'd be an Arcanist, right? My first grimoire! Yeah. It's alright, I came prepared! I came prepared for this. Armory bonus. This is what it means by armory bonus. Because I have level 80 well, any job that's under your that's lower than your highest level that you have, you will get XP bonus. So since I have level 80, every single job now, and I don't know if it applies to the Disciple of Hands and land, but every job has an armory bonus. And I can prepare for this, so I'm not like totally, you know, buck naked. All right, we're stuck with it. We're stuck with the level 1 gear for the time being. I got level 5 gear all ready to go, for the most parts. My HP is so low, dude. 75. It is a hefty tome, is it not? I promise you, a grimoire's weight becomes a comforting anchor amidst the shifting seas of battle, a fact you will soon discover. In Lower Las Nocia, you will find, among others, 3 species of pests: dwarf brats, little ladybugs, and orali. I ask that you employ your fledgling skill in Arcanum to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate, and you'll soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanist Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. Alright, yeah. I don't need any of this anymore. Where does this hotbar from? Why is this? Usually the hotbar would be different. What happens if hold on. Usually the hotbars change. Why? Set 8? Wait. Hold on. First, before I do anything. Since I've got a new gear set. There we go. And now since... Hang on. Alright. Since I now have gear sets I can utilize. I'll sort these out whenever I get more. Why is it set to set 8? I don't understand. Alright, we need to go out to the east. Tempest Gate. Alright. After fiddling around with my hotbars a little bit, fixing my, fixing my hotbars, I'd say, and, fiddling with shit, we can now go hunt some monsters. Look at that bonus, look at that XP, 210. We also got hunting logs too for since we are learning a new class. Summoner or Arcanist is kind of like a debuff. Well, I should say Summoner. Summoner is like your debuff class, pretty much, which is kind of, you know, it's not really the Summoner I initially thought it was going to be when I first played this game, but that's just how it is. Getting levels up and right here. Nice. Alright. So nice to be able to fly. It's easy to get around now. Your chocobo makes things a lot easier too when you're leveling up, since they pretty much level with you. Nice. You know what? We're so close to level up, so let's get our level. Guys, that was a carbuncle. You know what? The next quest starts at level 5, so I'm just gonna fight until I get level 5. Wow. That Gus is so weak, man. 3. Damn, ladybug! Alright, level 5. Alright. Alright. Alright, Carbuncle. I need you to stop pouring in more ads with your damn Gus. Lord. I don't need any of this. Oh, okay, hang on. I think I can separate the pet hotbar. How do I do that? There we go. Better. Alright, yeesh. Another level 5, I can actually equip shit. Oh, not that. Don't judge the gear, by the way. I had to make do. I'll put that because I have no leggings at the moment. I try to make do with what I could for glamour. I can't exactly have the same kind of glamour for casters, for not mage. Yeah, rain or magical DPS. I gotta have my main because I'm missing one. Well, there's one piece I can buy off the Monk Station, but there's one piece that I'm missing, which I can't buy anywhere because there was an event item, and I don't have access to that. Hopefully it'll come back. So, for the time being, this is going to be my temporary glam. It's not the best. I'm going to work on finding more leggings, I promise. But this is what we're stuck with for the moment. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it'll make do. Yeah, I had no waist either. Leggings aren't the best. I couldn't find anything really kind of decent that interested me. I see the creatures beyond the city walls pose you a little threat. It is with great pleasure that I formally recognize your initiation into the guild. From this day forward, you may probably bear the title of Arcanist. I suggest you continue your forays into the wilderness and keep the pages of your grimoire turning. There is no finer teacher than the heart's mistress of experience. And when you feel you can command Carbuncle as easy as you might move your own limbs, return to me for further instruction. I'll be waiting. Yes, I'm already there, lady. Ah, Cecil, isn't it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must often remind my arcanists to take meals, so ensconced do they become in their studies. Speaking of which, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it is time to assess the improving your skills. As with your previous trial, I would have you defeat foes in Lower Lanosia. 3 wild dodos and 3 tiny mandragoras, to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents. Formulate an effective strategy and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you back in time for dinner. Alright. Wasn't I just over here? God damn it, I could have just teleported straight here. Fuck. Alright, Mr. Dodos. Wind spirits! Yoink. Alright. Oh, there's more of them over there. Just need one more. All right. Alright. That was easy. Back to Limsa. Welcome back, Cecil. Up here, the current coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Our work at Melvain's Gate requires us to inspect and record contents of incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I have had several crates transported to the cliffs of the Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates and return the inspected cargo here to me. You will be surprised at the depths of which some merchants will seek to deter our customs agents from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating vilekin. I suggest you be prepared for any eventuality. Alright. That seems like no problem to me. It's in the box! Oh, I recognize this. This is where Tataru failed hers. Which means Tataru did somewhat pass. She got to the level 5 quest and she called it quits. Alright. We're not facing a rat, but we are facing, well, now we're facing rats. Thanks, Carbuncle. Alright. What's going on here? Oh. Lady, what are you doing? Reading a book? I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the president. Allow me the moment to cogitate. Excuse me. You book shy. The reaction to my sudden appearance was within my expected parameters. But I must admit, I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemies set against you. Yet, effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion as they are wont to do, inventing other possible strategies you might be and have employed. Ma'am? What's your deal? Let's see. Taking into account your current level of ability, factoring the etheric constant, multiplying by the number of opponents, then applying your tactics to other potential combat scenarios. Oh dear. My calculations indicate failure upon encountering a threat level 9,785. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. Though the opportune window would do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. How do you say your name? Clay? Clayhigh? I don't know, fucking. I'm just gonna call it Clay. A Melvain's Gate assessor, acting in Guildmaster Thu, and looked at me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruct in the field of Arcanima. Thanks. From what I have observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail. Regarding your choice of arcane geometries, what factor most influenced your actions during the battle? Potential for amusements? Aha, just as I predicted. And now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%. give or take 0.5%. Yes, this certainly is quite high. After all, I only know one of other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the guildmaster himself. While you our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, he did leave us with his most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation to the desired reality. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty Arcanists are beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with Carbuncle. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lessons for today. Pray return directly to the guilds. I believe Mr. Slew is waiting for some inspected cargo. And what of myself? I'm off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out earlier must be attempted in real-life scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there is no substitute for actual combat. We'll meet again soon. She's eccentric. Alright. So, when it comes to leveling other classes, there are a lot of other ways to do it. Right now, I don't know if... I'm not sure what level I have to be to access Palace of the Dead. As much as I don't want to. Palace of the Dead is a great way to level up. Since I don't have access to the roulettes, which is unfortunate. At least not the main ones they use for leveling, like the raids and the MSQ. Yeah, we're stuck with we're gonna be stuck with Palace of the Dead, I guess. Oh boy, this is gonna be a thing. I'm gonna hate it so much. Fuck. It's gonna be so much grinding, and it's gonna be grinding in an area I really, really hate. Have you returned with the cargo? Yes, everything seems to be in order. Relatively clear of blood and other gore. That can be something of a problem in our profession, you understand. I also had a word with Cly. I'm just calling Car Cly instead, actually, it makes it easier. Regarding performance, she seemed eager to continue her training. An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no funner mind for tactics. You do well to heed the instructions she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to our art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tone Cly carries? That initiate's grimoire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but it's admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as a Foreseer. I fear such an intense focus on Arcana has led her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our master strategist guides her Arcanist training, I hope you will return the favor to help and broaden her own perspective somewhat. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Cecilla. Continue your practice with Carbuncle as Cly has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. No pants still, huh? Great. I could use some pants. I could really use some pants! I don't need any of this, but thanks. What is this? I don't need that. You can keep it. Alright! So, next quest is available at level 6, so I will see you at level 6. Or not level 6, level 10. God damn. Alright, we are back. We are now level 10. So let's dive into the level 10 quest. What have you got, Thu? Tactical planning. Let's see how tactical you are. Yes, Cecilla, the time for your next lesson is upon us, and you are keeping well, I trust. Taking the occasional brisk walk. One cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you have been following Cly, or what do I want to call her? Cly? Cly. I'm just gonna call her Cly. Assuming you're following Cly's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats around in western Lesnosia. I speak of the roselings and wild jackals. And yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. This is a perfect sample size. The first acts as a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypotheses, and the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply flinging ruin over and over again. You're not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider the efficacious combination of ruin and bio. When timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. I'm good. I messed around with my glamour a little bit. And I messed with my hotbars. Pay no attention to the ruin and the miasma. Typically, when it comes to DPS skills, you do not want to macro DPS skills. But this has always worked for me, so I'm going with it. So what's the last one here? I can't tell right there, so... Alright. Obviously, I don't have Ruin 2, so it's useless until I get Ruin 2. Alright. Alright, so far, so good. One more of these. Alright, I need one more Roseling. Aha. Nice. Alright. Back to see Thu. So if you're wondering how I'm grinding, Palace of the Dead. Palace of the Dead is good if up to level 60. That's not where I wanted to go. I swore to myself I would never ever set foot in the Palace of the Dead again because of how much I hate that place. But I can't deny that it is a great way to level up for alts. Roulettes are still a great way to do it, but roulettes aren't going to do me squat until I've actually I have access to them. Welcome back, Cecil. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph onto the even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Forseer Cly on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanima. Pray do not tarry, Cecil. Cly awaits you on the floor below with further details. Alright. You know what? I've had that Pure White title for ages. What do I have? Can I change it to something else? Shepherd to the stars. It's not a bad one. Let's go with that. A timely appearance as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I have been tasked with examining the wares of Goblin Peddler of a Goblin Peddler caravan run by the Boylestocks family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I have prepared a strategy to respond to these possible shift into hostilities, but there is an important precondition you should be aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I'm considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of those self-same strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. So pretty much leave the fighting to me, is what she's saying. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute combat pattern 1354 or 45, otherwise known as stratagem focus fire. You and your Emerald Carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and one by one, the enemy will wither down under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory, 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cook pot in the middle of Osnosia. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. Alright, you do that, Miss Tactical. Hopefully my gear is fine, because I could not find like absolutely no level 10 gear. That's the problem with lower level gear. You have to, if you can't find it, you're have to craft it. And I can craft on my main, but the problem is I can't transfer shit over unless I have somebody as a surrogate. Oh boy. I am forced to cry a Milvan's gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty sneaky peeker, scobby spit upland and nosy eyes on stabby iron. A predictably aggressive response. Very well, Cecil. You remember what we discussed. Yeah, leave the fighting to me, pretty much. Now, Cecil executes our focus fire. Here's your precondition. Let's switch to combat protocol. Combat pattern 2538. Basic maneuvers. Alright. Ma'am? Excellent decision. The combat style gives me an idea. I formulate a new tactic. The battlefield is yours. Sure, just leave me in the dirt. Alright, your goblin pillars are dead. Oh, what's nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how a strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there's another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses? Enhancing my strengths? Oh, again, he responds the guildmaster once did. One must revise the probability of your potential to attain greatness to 95%. You're one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thu. Until we next meet again, I shall bide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the pellets into custody. My strategies will keep me company. I bet they will. Lonely company, that's for sure. Whee! That's not where I wanted to go! Why am I here? There we go. Back from the field, Tesla. Clyde contacted me with a summary of the events. Seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I should feel confident that you will soon be ready for more ambitious assignments. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. Good. Wonderful. There's some level 10 gear that I so desperately need. Still no leggings. But, only one piece is not gonna do me any good, so. Give me that. Alright. And we got a level up too. So, I will see you in the level 15 quest. Alright. We are level 15. So we can now do the level 15 quest. So, Mistress Thu, what do you have for me now? Topaz teachings. Ooh. You seem tired, Tesla. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Foreseer Cly has requested you to accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Foreseer will explain the situation. What's that supposed to mean? Alright. What are you doing down here, lady? Lady? I'm also doing the hunting logs in sequence with the Palace of the Dead. This is a good experience early on. Later on it becomes kind of redundant, but you know, I'm gonna finish the log. I'm not gonna stop halfway through. I was beginning to think you had miscalculated, Tesla. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships will make use of Limsa's port are subject to inspection by Melvain's Gate assessors. It is a routine that performed daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there is a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appropriately appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirement for which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to your contingent and your acceptance of this duty. Sure. Very good. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry excels in defensive techniques. With such an ally at your command, the potential of an injury in even the most brutal of battles can be significantly reduced. Indeed, if we did not could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without support. Please return to Mistress Thu and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed some final adjustments to my tactical formulae. Okay. Back up here. So we got our AoE pet. We've got the tanky pet, which I don't think it's so much. I don't think it's so tanky now because they've changed pets around so many times throughout the various expansions. So I don't think the tank pet is very tanky anymore. You agreed to come to the force here. Now shall gladly instruct you in the use of Tobar's carbuncle. Think this entity as a shield and be sure to interpose it between you and your enemies should the inspection turn sour. Wonderful! Alright. The mercenaries Geisfrin and Aristhata are here to assist with the inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Cly on her during her more dangerous duties. Well, my Tesla, my spells are at your disposal. This won't be the first time we were expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Forcerer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Aleport. We will meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It is almost a certainty that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two and accost us at the pier. I calculate the probability at 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy would be to incapacitate the individuals as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down has one less weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become tangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Sessa. It's time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Aleport. Alright. Off to Aleport. As you can see, leveling a second class is so much easier than leveling your first one, because you have that bonus, you have that armory bonus XP. And plus, you know, you have flight, and you have amongst other things. Chocobo, you have your Chocobo to help you out. Let's be about our task. Cecil, pray inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem hammerfall. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. Alright, let's go fancy. Pull out our fancy new Chocobo. You're with the folks from Elvain's Gate? House, I knew there'd be trouble. What's good about the pets now is they can't take aggro. Well, no, they can't be attacked, but they can't take aggro. So the Topaz pet is kind of useless. Oh shit! Hang on. Forgot I had my TV volume up. So if you've been hearing the TV background, I'm sorry. Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of this ramp. I'll have no part of what comes next, though. Probably best you don't. But yeah. They can't be attacked, but they can't take aggro either, which makes this pet absolutely useless. At least in terms of tank-wise. But we do still have our handy dandy chocobo. Deftly handled, Cessla. Once again, I am reminded of our guildmaster. Thanks to your efficient response, we'll be able to commence this inspection earlier than I calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay. This is going to go real well. Arastada, if you would take the rudder, the morning star waits. What about me? Oh boy. Very quiet. There's the sound effects. And how are you gonna board the ship that's mid-sail? Since their welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect the probability 85% that our arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to access the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem and hardhead. The aim of our opponents is to buy time so the suspect goods may be tossed into the ocean. Who's calling me? I do not intend to give them the time. We will bowl our way towards the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It's a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence shall make possible. Shall we begin? Who's calling me? I am Four-Seater Cly. By the authority of Melvain's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. Well, now, your time couldn't be worse, lass. The old door is all rusted up, you see, but the thing won't open. You'll have to come back another day after we fix the hinges. I will see the cargo now. Any vessel we're entering a port of them settlements is bound by law to submit to a routine inspection. The law, is it? Lads, I reckon it's some of our guests that had themselves a little accident. Pitch them over the side. Alright. I'll show you. Commence stratagem hardhead. What is this? Stonewall? Oh, nice. It nullifies damage. Oh, that could be handy. And very broken. Right. So many of them. Our healer must be protected first and foremost. Here, this last one. There we go. Now it's just you. Maybe not. Stonewall seems very broken. Oh, okay, so there's a limit to it. I was about to say, if I'm nullified for 30 seconds every time, there's a limit to how much damage you can take. Masterful display, Tesla. Now we can finally have access to their cargo. Oof! What do we have here then? What's one of the bitch admiral's lapdogs scampering about me ship? You're just like your mistress. Always stick your nose in where it ain't invited. No, it can't be. Ha, recognized me pretty face, did ye? But you were caught, exiled. Foreseer, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back. You stay away from me. Foreseer, please calm down. What are your orders? I've had enough of your whimpering. I've certainly had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learned anything from them. It's reckon time you got a different kind of lesson. Oh boy. She's freaking out. Cly! If you can preserve her, she's fainted. We must withdraw. Sussa, quickly, back to the boat. We'll carry the Foreseer. Alright, that's right. You slink back in your mistress and your worthless curs. Ooh. That didn't go so well. Well. Alright. Whoever that guy was, apparently, she has some trauma with him. It's good to see you, Cecila. Guess friend sent word ahead of your travails. And an unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous black heart you faced, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Dos Maga? He was exiled from Limsa some years ago, but it appears he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. And once more he dares lay a hand on Foreseer Cly. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known Dos Maga was aboard that ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. The sister may require some time to recover. For Cly, that man is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there is little we can do to salve the hurt to her mind. Are you concerned? angry mayhap. Harness that energy and channel it into your training. And I predict we shall be needing your skills against it before long. Alright. What do I need most? I need boots. Because, yeah, level 5 boots. Give me those! Alright, that is the level 15 quest. So, I will see you all on the level 21. And here we are. We're just a little over level 20. Level 22. I kind of got a little into the Palace of the Dead. That's fine. Yeah. We can now do the level 20 Arcanist quest. So, Mr. Slew, what do you have for me now? Greetings, Tesla. In case such doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear to you if you find your thoughts troubled. At the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Clyde does not. The Forseer has been missing since this morning. There have been other times when she has disappeared without a word, but she has always been able to find. We've always been able to find her. So at last, this is not the case. God, I cannot read today. Were the guildmaster here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. I find myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to Arcanum are more prone to bouts of wanderlust. But while I might wish to ponder further such oddities of character, we must needs organize a search party. Would you be so... Man, I can't read! Would you be so kind as to make inquiries in Hawker's Alley? It is not uncommon for Clyde's wanderings to take part through the markets. Alright, I can do that. That is easy. Let's go see what the lass is up to, shall we? So I gotta go to over there. Dodo, have you seen the girl? A Makati girl? You seek a Makati agent from Melvain's Gate? Why, yes, I have seen her. Spoke with her, in fact. She was, however, apprehended by the Yellow Jackets. Oh. The assessor was drilling me for details about a concurrent smuggling ring based in Aleport, but then the soldiers arrived and took her away. If you wish to know her fate, then I suggest you speak with the Ganad at the Coral Tower. What the fuck is Coral Tower? Oh, is that the Marauders Guild? Looks like it. Alright. What's going on, lass? What are you getting yourself in trouble for? You know, I've always liked, when it comes to the base starting gear, I've always really liked the Auras. At least the chest piece. I've always liked the chest piece for Aura. It's not bad, actually. Forseer Clyde? Yes, we brought her here for question regarding the reappearance of the pirate Dosmaga. A member of the Arcanist Guild, are you? And I see no reason to conceal the nature of our discourse. Perhaps you're already aware of this, but the Forseer was once held captive by that rabid sea dog. Few pirates sink to such depths of depravity as Dosmaga. It has been 6 years now since he was exiled from Limsa Lominsa for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading, and now the villain has returned. He is, however, both cunning and cautious, and continues to evade our troops. Thus, we hope to borrow the knowledge of Forseer Clyde, whose experiences have given her an intimate familiarity with the way the scoundrel operates. At least that was our intent. After weathering a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves instead providing the details of our search. Should you speak with Forseer Clyde, I imagine she has already returned safely to your guild. What the fuck? Make him go all his way. Alright, what are you up to, Clyde? Anything I can help with? Probably not, but let's find out. Back already? You're led to believe that she returned here? I'm afraid not. Oh shit, I skipped it. Tosmaga's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave. Ooh. The assessor that stepped aboard the pirate's merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into that squalid hold. Among these prisoners was a young Makata girl destined for some black market auction block. Though Cly was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful days with the gift of Initiate's grimoire. Yes, the self-same tone that she has carried with her. Of course, did you not mention that Clyde's grimoire was thrown into the sea? There are rumors that a concurrent merchant of ill repute has retrieved the black book market goods from the crew of the Morning Star heaved into the ocean. Even now, he gloats over his salt-encrusted catch in Aleport. It's entirely possible that the Forcier's most prized possession was caught up in the concurrent salvage net. I have no doubt that Clyde has reached the same conclusion. To Aleport with you, Cecila. That is where you'll find our wayward assessor. Alright. Let's go find her before she gets herself into trouble. I'll tell you what, when I was trying to do Palace of the Dead last night, I don't know why it was so difficult getting past floors 51 through 50 or 41 through 50. People would just kept wiping on the last boss, and it got infuriating. I died like, it took 4 attempts to do it, and that was each attempt was about an hour-ish long because of how slow it was. So yeah, I kind of wasted 3 hours trying to get to the floors 51 through 60, because that's what I'm going to use for leveling, as what people have told me. Yes, combat patterns 256. You should serve to cover all expected contingencies. You never know when you'll have to nullify a thaumaturge or two. My retrieval strategy is complete. Cecil, it's good of you to come. I was unable to calculate for certain if you would piece together my movements in time. Very little is certain when so many variables are involved. But there is good news. This prisoner here was kind enough to confirm that the trader who salvaged the Morningstar's jetson cargo did indeed retrieve a tome matching the description of my lost grimoire. The Minson law and the policies of Melvain's gates would support the confiscation of goods connected to an official inspection. But alas, my personal belongings do not fall into that definition. Thus, I intend to launch an unofficial offensive against this black marketeer and his cronies. The peddler has already departed for Candlekeep Quay. It's time I gathered to me such allies as I possess, and I count you as one of them, Cecila. Despite the nature of this endeavor, Mistress Stu has offered me her cooperation. If you would, pray join her at Oscon's embrace. That is where we shall ambush this disreputable Kikurin. Alright. What are you doing? Are you chatting with this Kikurin in here? Alright. Where am I supposed to go again? Well, okay. I gotta go more Ruby Dry Docks. Way up, way we go. Thank God he had flying now, because back then, this was a pain in the ass. Leveling back then was a pain in the ass. Back before Heaven's Ward came out, everybody grinded fates. So Palace of the Dead wasn't even in the game by the time when I first leveled up all of the oops. Oh, first off, before I do anything, where is it? There it is. Palace of the Dead wasn't even a thing back then when I worked on getting all of these classes. Well, classes that were available at the time to level 50. So I had to rely on the fates, and that was a process. You can imagine how much of a process that would have been. Greetings, Cecila. Your arrival completes our small company. You are equipped for battle, I trust. We need not await Clyde's arrival. Once the current appears on the bridge, we spring our ambush. This strategy for trapping our target relies on the 2 allies we have concealed on the other side of the ravine. This pincer maneuver was naturally the Forcier's idea. As for the target himself, the concurrent is known as a careful and cautious fellow. He travels with a small retinue as to avoid attracting attention, but do not be fooled. More bodyguards follow at a distance and will likely join the fray after hostilities ensue. Do not, however, expect any assistance from the Yellowjackets. They cannot be seen aiding us in what amounts to a personal matter, but they are willing to turn a blind eye for Clyde's sake. In any case, the Force Seer's tactics account for our limited numbers and individual strengths. Success is all but assured. Now, let's take up our positions and wait for the concurrent to arrive. I'm ready to go. Let me call forth my fellow carbuncle. I prefer the topaz over the emerald because emerald it's an AoE pet and it's pretty freaking weak. At least the topaz one, it's a little stronger. Plus it has the stonewall ability. Oh, look at these guys, big badasses with the small daggers. Like, what the fuck? Filthy ambushers, they want Kikirude Sparklies. Ambush them back. Your foul trade is a blight and Limsa. Surrender your goods at once. Guys friend, Arsthada, now! Look such badasses with their tiny little daggers. That's funny. It's like, I mean, just look how small those are. You couldn't even call those daggers. Those are like knives. Kikiru no scared. Kikiru have scary spell slingers. Conjurers, just as I predicted. With shift to combat pattern 158. Sessla, focus on the Conjurers and blunt their heels. Alright. What do you guys got on back here for? God damn, this concurrent. No! Be late for business. This business be bad for you. Man, this concurrent came prepared. Sessla, let's buy thermometers. Quickly switch the combat pattern to 2-5. Does everything have a combat pattern? You know, low mage can wreak untold havoc. There, it's dead. Almost everything have a combat pattern. That appears to be the last of them. Now to find the Force Seer's grimoire. Hello, sir. Oh, I'm taking your grimoire. Mine. Yoink. I like how you just like walked over the railing. Huh. Well executed, everyone. Were you able to retrieve my grimoire? Sessla, pray hand over the tome. There you go. Well, starting with the ocean though, so I don't know if you'll be able to use it though. Oh, it's ruined. My wonderful grimoire is ruined. Well, you get tossed into the ocean. What'd you think would happen when you throw a book into the ocean? The probability of repairing this degree of damage is 0%. Even the most brilliant strategy cannot undo such ravages of seawater. I've never felt so defeated. I believe it's time I return home. Leave her be. But how can I? He's right, Aristata. You must allow Clyde time to process the loss. I mean, what did you expect? You throw a textbook into the salty seawater. Any book that's thrown into water, obviously it's going to get some irreparable damage to it. I mean, come on. Come on. I don't need to be a force here to tell you that. And you have other matters to which you must attend. Come, Cessa, it's time we return to the guild as well. Man, this is not. It's like. Never mind. I'm just gonna shut up. Oh Lord. Not quite the victory we imagined, was it? The moment Clive beheld her soaked and tattered grimoire, you could see the light of hope die in her eyes. There is, however, something we can do. I'll call on your aid soon, but in the meantime, it would be well to serve to deepen your knowledge of Arcanum. Thanks, lass. Any new gear I can take advantage of? The boots, but it's not really much, so I'll take those. Alright, that is a level 20 quest. So, we will be back when we get to level 25. Here we are at the level 25 job quest. So, Mistress Thu, what do you have for us now? Grimoire Fandango. Ooh. Have you come back to ask about Clyde's condition? The force here is unchanged. She walks about as if all the joy in her life has been leached from her soul. I believe the only one who can help her now is the same person who broke Clyde out of her shell the first time, our absent guildmaster. And though I'm leery of the coincidence, the man himself has at long last been spotted. Should you seek out his last known location, it is unlikely he will still be there. And even if you should catch him, he may not deign to speak with you. Nevertheless, this may be our only chance. Pray travel to Mimron's trading post in Upper La Nocia and speak with anyone who might have seen the guildmaster. Oh, and one more thing. Though he prefers us not to use it for some inexplicable reason, our leader's name is Creed Tia. Alright. That sounds like a simple task. I believe that's just before we set sail. Tia side of the map. Okay, no, it's in the so it's on the other side. Makes sense because you're not supposed to come this right agent at that level anyway. Evening, miss. I was the one who sent word to your guild about spotting your leader. It's a rare sight to see Creed Tia roaming about. He asked me the way to Thalos. Could be he was seeking to speak with the scholar who lives out there. Where the hell is that at? Oh, that's a little shack. Hello there. Why, yes, I did receive a visit from a gentleman identifying himself as the Arcanist guildmaster. An odd fellow, but obviously possessed of a well-rounded education. As it so happens, he bid me pass on the message to anyone who came searching for him. Reunited, the 3 slips of parchment hold the problem to the solution. The guildmaster mentioned that the slips of parchment are concealed among the bones of Thalos. I suppose you are expected to search for them. Really? Do you have to be ambiguous? I don't want to get involved in that, so let's fly up so he can't aggro me. Is this really necessary? Alright, what's next? Where's the other one? Ha. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm sitting right on top of it. Alright. Naturally. You know what? I'll make you all go away. Time for this. Go away. You're in my way. All right. Get my 3 slips of paper. Have you tracked down those 3 slips of parchment? Interesting. They actually exist. To be perfectly honest, I thought you had been sent to it on a wild dodo chase. Let's have a look at these, shall we? Well, well. Penned in ancient Allegan, no less. Fortunately for you, I have a passing familiarity with the script. Seek the box at Full Falls. Dance the jig for your wooden audience. Claim the secret from the... Oh, shit. Claim some secret. A most cryptic set of instructions, I must say. Do you intend to follow them? This guildmaster of yours certainly enjoys his games. Yeah, clearly. Jam shut. I gotta dance? Really? I gotta do the ugly ass dance? I don't know why I gotta dance for a wooden box, but whatever. The box rattles and thumps about as if something within seeks to be freed. That just makes absolutely no sense, but whatever. Oh, good. Get out of that mess. Look at that. There's a thing here. Let's kill 3 of these while we're here, so I don't have to make a return trip. Now that the stupid fate is gone, I don't have to worry about that boss aggroing me. Alright. Oh, I need to kill 1 more? Shit. Alright, there we go. Wait, what do you mean I didn't get that? Hello? Oh shit, that's a different one. Why are there 2 different corals here? I don't understand. Uh-huh. Alright, there we go. Lord. Oh, my chocobo's gone. Bye, chocobo. If there is answers you would seek, then the trading post now you must go. Before the owner, and do not be meek with your 2 feet. Provide a show. Really? Why does this guy have to be so ambiguous? Why can't they just like pop out? You're making this a lot more difficult than it needs to be, sir. A lot more difficult. Alright. Here's your dance. I'm not a fan of the default. I mean, I guess the default Already dance is better than the Macatis, but now that was most entertaining. I must have something to amuse. Speaking of Macatis, I must have something to amuse me during these time little jaunts back to civilization. You understand. Based on my evaluation of your abilities, however, I calculated that you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked to the dancing, didn't you? I never expected you to be so shy. That's a very big tome you have, sir. Look at the size. Look at the size of the thing. Another variable to add to your list of characteristics. I keep extensive mental notes of all the guild's members. You see. Do you keep them in that big book of yours? That's like double the size of mine. As an Arcanist, it was a simple matter to engineer events so that I might meet you face to face. After all, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation to the desired reality. And I do so enjoy these and seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were. Clearly. Here, you may have this. Think of it as a payment for your performance. So the book is bigger than my head. What am I gonna do with this gigantic tome? Though you might consider passing the tome on to Clyde, there is a reason you sought me out, was it not? Before you give Clyde the grimoire, however, I must insist that you dance for her. I will know if you don't. All this banal interaction has simply exhausted me. It's time I return to my studies. You, on the other hand, should travel forthwith to the anchor yard in Lominsa. Be well, Cecila. We shall meet again. I am 100% sure of it. Sir! Who needs a tome this big? I'll let you fight that thing, sir. Anchor yard? Where? Oh, that's by the... Is that by the Fisher Guild? No, it's not. It's, Wait, is it? No, it's not. Where the hell is that? Let's go to... Let's just go to the Aft Castle. Oh, it's the Armor Guild. Where the hell you at, lass? Wait, hold on. I'm in the wrong place. Oops. Duh. This is to become an armorer. I don't want to become an armorer or a blacksmith. Not yet, anyway. That's future down the line. That's down the line in the future, in the far future, actually. I don't intend on doing the crafters for quite some time. Not until I get all my battle classes to level 50. Because if you remember at the beginning of the video, I said I was going to be doing these in steps. Hey Clyde, I got a gigantic tome for you. My mind is ordinarily a whirlwind of probabilities and feints and counterattacks. Now there is naught but silence. This is how it once used to be, and perhaps how it'll always be from now on. Lady, you need to dance. Have a dance. I don't know how this will cheer you up, but whatever. Were you always the one for dancing? I don't recall any such you met with our guildmaster, haven't you? Yes. That would explain your odd behavior. He does so enjoy seeing people perform unexpected acts of frivolity. But what could have spurred our reticent guildmaster to speak with you in person? There you go. Here's a fancy, gigantic tome for you. He gave you this grimoire to give it to me? Uncanny. It's identical to the tome I received the first time I ever met. So lady, do you remember what your tome used to look like? This is not your tome that you had before. You have my thanks, Cecilla. The guildmaster is fond of games and mischief, and I understand the troublesome trials he likely put you through before deeming you worthy of his attention. With this gift, however, his message to me is abundantly clear. I am to shape reality into the one I desire. And that means defeating Das Maga. Gods, my mind is alive again with strategies. I must have time to think. Praying for Mistress through my return to duty. Oh, she whipped up into shape real fast. But, lady, that is clearly not the same tome you had before. Your tome was black and small. That tome was big and, unnecessarily big. Alright. I don't know why. The reason why I keep popping up my map in city states is because it's a force of habit. I know where everything is. It's just a habit. Clyde has recovered from her despondency. This is wonderful news, and we have you to thank for it. It is unfortunate, however, that both Clyde and our guildmaster are possessed of such impenetrable personalities. But at least in the case of the Force here, we have an inkling as to the nature of the cage that imprisons her. I continue to hope that her partnership with you shall gradually pry those bars apart. Return to your training session and prepare yourself for the demanding tactics Clyde is sure to formulate in the days ahead. Oh, I will. Anything I can use? Not really. Alright, that is it for the level 25 quests. So, I'll see you again in the level 30 quest, where we will wrap up Arcanist, and then we can actually branch off into Scholar and or Summoner. Alright, we are back. We're at level 30. We hit that point where we can finish off Arcanist and we can branch off. So, let's get through this, and then, we'll decide where we want to branch off. Well, obviously we'll do both, but we'll see where my focus is gonna lie. Ooh, I've been expecting you, Cecilla. As ever, Clyde's predictions were proved accurate almost down to the moment, and her mind is especially sharp with such a dangerous confrontation in the offing. The Yellow Jackets have contacted us with word of Das Maga. It appears his merchant vessel is presently anchored off the coast of Bloodshore. Once the pirate's business there is concluded, rumor has it that he intends to disembark on an extended voyage to the east. There will be some time before he returns once more to Limsa Lominsa. If he passes up this opportunity, Clyde will lose her chance to settle the score with Das Maga, and we risk the Force here stumbling out once more into the blackest melancholy. Simply getting close enough to Das Maga will prove difficult. Cly has, however, already formulated a solution and has yet set her grand strategy into motion. Simply, nope. Your first task of this undertaking is to travel to Costa del Sol and deliver this the set of directions to a fisherman named Rilsrin. More instructions will be forthcoming. Alright. Let's do it. Now, I said where I'm going to put my focuses are going to lie. Obviously, it's going to be Summoner, because my skills with Scholar suck. But I can do both the job quests at once, because they level together, so... Plus, this will help me with powers that different have more access to skills. Alright. Let's go over here. What is it you want, lass? As you can see, I have me hands full with me fishing. Thanks for that. I've been told to expect you. Here, you're to take one of me earrings and deliver it to the cook, Opleona. Or airing. I thought I said earrings. Earrings. Oops. Mobby. Yes, and how may I help you? Master Geji Ruju is expecting his midday meal any moment now. He can wait. A fresh herring? Why, the master does enjoy a bit of broiled fish of an afternoon. This might even earn me a few extra coins for this week's wages. Well, you have earned yourself one of my homemade eel pies. I should tell you, though, your Arcanist colleague was quite insistent that you would take the pie to Master Geji Ruju rather than scoff it down yourself. Oh, come on. I'm hungry, though. It sounds really appetizing, actually. Hey, buddy. What brings you to my... And I use the term facetiously. Humble abode, dear madam. Such a heavenly aroma. Are you perchance carrying an eel pie about your person? How commendable that you should research the delicacies that tickle my fancy before daring to intrude upon my most ponderous of ponderings. Speaking of ponderous... Well, I was speaking of it at least. I have a hefty purse of gil to persuade you to relinquish your claim on that pastry. God damn, the guy just throws money all over the place. One moment, if you will. I have been instructed by the Melvane Gate and Assessor to hand over this message to whoever delivers an eel pie to Master Geji Ruju. Geji Ruju. I can never say his name right. Take the purse you received from Master Geji Ruju and hand it to the dancer Eldgith as he prepares to return home. Alright. Hold on. Don't I have a thing? Wait. Didn't I have a ribbon? I thought I had one of those neck piece ribbons. Did I not get one? Maybe it's in my retainer. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. Yes, if you're looking for a dancer, then I would first see your coin. I have 3 children to feed. I have no time on idle chat. Oh, that is quite a purse. My precious darlings will eat like kings this week. And such a simple job as well. I was told to expect you, you see. In return for the coin, I have DVDs. The leather satchel is from your Makati friend. And the Pyro is from me. That last time you were delivered to Drago, the warehouse of foreman. Am I doing an Arcanist side quest, or am I doing just a fetch quest? It feels like I'm doing a fetch quest. Huh. It seems all too elaborate. What am I doing? I ain't got time for the likes of you. If you don't want get me work squared away soon, the master will have me had a head on a pike. You got something for me to say? Yeah, I got this. I know, this El gives Pero? That Mikhaila said someone would be bringing me a gift and what I couldn't refuse, and stick me with a pitchfork if she weren't telling me the God's own truth. Here, you're supposed to have this bottle of wine. Take it to Flynn's Shark and Cope and pour a cup for the sailors that were drinking there. That's what she told me to tell you, any road. I'd watch me back if I was you, though, lass. Them sailors are the meanest bunch of cutthroats that ever did see. Oh my fucking god. What purpose does this all serve? Like, what? You want me to taste your wine, eh? Well, now I ain't one to pass up a free grog. Lamellin's teats. Now that's a bloody fine drop. If we ship this stuff to the east, we'll be selling bottles by the crate. You're coming with us back to the Morning Star. The captain will want to have a word with you. There's a good lass. And as for you, Miss Dancer, you stick close to old Riskrot. It gets damn cold on them long sea voyages. Oh, she's disguised. Shh, we'll talk later. Alright. All that for a bottle of wine, huh? Great. You ready then? We'll be off as soon as the boat's loaded. Ready as I'll ever be. Alright. Fine grog and a fine woman. The captain will be pleased with this haul. Pray do not stare so. This was the most expedient method of gaining access to the ship. I will take that satchel from you now. You may have it back after I take the items I need. What much is for you two about? I was merely borrowing some clothes. You wouldn't wish to catch me a chill from the brisk ocean air, would you? You'll be dancing yourself warm once we get on the ship, lass. Okay, so how do we even get on the ship, first of all? You better slip off that wry robe before you meet the captain. Of course, of course. I'll be happy to show him the performance that awaits. That bitch Admiral's lapdog! Come back for that lesson, have ye? It is I who shall be teaching this day. My lecture will focus on the manipulation of reality through applied strategy. Enough of those damn yapping. By the time I'm done with you, you'll remember who your real master is. Alright. So this geometry will turn the tide of the battle. I don't think so, pal. You ain't healing no one. fight ye worthless sea slugs. I had a keelhaul on a lot of ye. You're doing all right there, lass. You're not looking too good. Dude, what the fuck? Alright, lass, you suck. She died. She took too much aggro. What the fuck? Try that again. Round 2. Oh, you... no, I don't think so. There, she's throwing a lot better now. Alright, pal. Your crew's dead. You rabid little cur. You rabid little cur. Our numbers matter not. It is strategy that will win this battle. Prepare yourself, Dosmaga. With your defeat will I cast off the shackles you closed on my soul. You think so, eh? Think your fancy magics are a match for me, Blade? We got another thing coming. You brutalized crew is not up to the task. Dosmaga, I calculate your odds of success at 99%. So you can handle a few deck scrags. Me and Axel carve your pretty little petty little plans into bloody ruin. Dead, sir. What are you gonna do now? Prick. The Smogon now faces defeat. You will flee to the starboard rail. Obvious. Next comes his attempt to escape into sea. You think you're pulling me strings, do you? I think I'll dance to your tune. Oh, I ain't falling for your bloody tricks. And at this moment, he notices the yellow jackets I had you summon in my explicit instructions to Ralzarin. Ralzarin. Huh. You were a fool to return, Dosmaga. I hear you for fond of shackles, so we brought a set especially for you. Sucks to be you, sir. Thus concludes today's lecture. Thank you, Cecila. This strategy would never have succeeded without your flawless execution, which suggests that my tactics yet require more work. One must allow for some small deviation in performance. I believe, however, that I now understand where my calculations went awry. It is not enough to wish to shape a reality. One must also have the complete understanding of the reality one wishes to obtain. It is time I sought out our guildmaster. Going for a swim. You're gonna swim all the way back to shore. Oh. She's got a boat. Pray convey to Mistress Still my fondest wishes and my appreciation for all that she has done for me. The true test of my strategies now begins. Alright, nice. Alright. Whee! Alright. Okay, hiccups. Welcome back, Zessa. There's much I wish to ask you, but first, may I have the statue you received during your assignment? There you go. The original owner needs her costume back, you see. I'll make sure everything is returned safe and sound. Now, let us speak with Cly. I'm glad to know that she has finally freed herself to pursue her heart's desire, and you are to thank for awakening the Force-Seer to her self-imposed fetters. The brilliance of Cly's strategy served to blind her to her own feelings, and it pained me to see her suffer so. Your example may even encourage Cly to improve her combat abilities, although such will surely come in time. After all, she intends to study under the Guildmaster's direct instruction. Imagine those two obsessive arcanists and the complexity of the tactics they will develop. It may very well be that your actions in bringing them together will prove the catalyst that sparks a new era of invention in the arts of Arcanima. You too should look to improve your discipline if you are to keep pace with all that is certain to follow. To that end, I offer you a new technique, one that allows you to affect a wide swath on the battlefield and drain the life of your foes. Ooh, what do I get? What do I get? Bane! Nice. I guess I'll take that. That's a pretty big boost. Nice. Alright, which one is Summoner? Okay, that's the Summoner. This must be Scholar. Yes, that's Scholar. Alright, so we're now at that crossroad. So obviously I'm going with the Summoner route. Scholar will level up too, so yeah. So we're gonna do that. So let's start off with where, I think here. No, let's actually do the Summoner. Scholar will be its own video. Well, actually no. Let's just do this. Since Arcanist was his own thing, we'll be right back where we will do Summoners. Alright. So, we are going to be doing Summoner. So let's start off with Summoner stuff first. This video, since this video is gonna since this video is the Arcanist Summoner ones, Scholar will be its own video. I'm gonna say this right now, since we've already gone through all the Arcanist quests on obviously on here, I'm not going to put them in the Scholar video. Scholar will be just the Scholar quests. So I just want to point that out right here and now. Greetings, Cecilla. It is a well you have come for, and we have an intriguing matter to discuss. A request has come to our guild from the Sons of Saint Koinok, an organization of some of the finest minds in Eorzea, and they ask for you by name. It appears that the research that the Sons are currently conducting would benefit from the assistance of an Arcanist, specifically one who has had their tempering experience of defeating the primal Ifrit. Though I must admit to some curiosity as how these scholars knew the extent of your heroic exploits, I suppose the source of their knowledge is of little relevance. If you would answer this request, then you'll need to find your contact, a researcher by the name of Ymithra at Apalka Falls, in the nation of Gridania. If I remember correctly, she's Ystola's sister? Lancer Guild. Better, easier to teleport here first. Plus, there's something I want to see at that what's his name, at the achievement guy around there. I don't think I've interacted with the achievement guy once. You can get stuff. You can get some items off of him. I know you can get stuff through the achievements now, achievement menu. But, yeah. The certificates. Really? What was all this? Ribbons? That looks like monk. Huh. Alright, oh, these are all the, okay, these are all the, that's new, I don't have that. Yeah, these are all the veteran rewards. Except for that. And except for the Match Attack Deathclaw. Ymithra! Ah, you're Cecilla, I assume. Well met, and thank you for coming. My name is, as you may surmise, is Ymithra. I am a member of the Sons of Saint Koinok. Ours is a Charlian order that seeks the lost knowledge of the Allegan Empire. And in that regard, we have recently made a singular important discovery at our dig site in Mordona. We salvaged from the ruins a set of ancient texts describing the existence of a sect of Allegan mages known as Summoners. These were arcane practitioners said to have the ability to decipher from the essences of the primals and manifest the stone energy as a biteable ally known as an edgy. Should we succeed in such resurrecting arts, then we might well hold in our hands the power to bring the age of conflict to an end. There is, however, as there always must be, one monumental obstacle to realizing this reality. In order to manifest these obedient incarnations of the Beastman's savage deities, one must first defeat a primal and capture its etheric essence. Thus, only one can boast such a daunting achievement under her belt, may even begin on the path to becoming a summoner. Do you understand now why I called upon you? If you wish to contribute to my research, then come to me in the west of Brygod Strike in southern Thanalan. There shall we conduct ritual summoning, the austerities of flame. I think I botched that word up. Where is that? Oh, it's way down there. In the desert. Let's go to the desert then. If you want to see what the Deathclaw, you know what a Deathclaw looks like, but I'll show it off anyway. Deathclaw, this thing. Like you're literally hanging on. It's kind of funny how it's just holding on to you as you fly. Huh. Greetings to you once more, Cecil. I had a feeling this unique opportunity would be nigh impossible for you to ignore. Let us proceed directly to the ritual, shall we? According to the records we have recovered, the summoners of old would perform these rituals in a land in which the naturally dominant element matched the aspect of the avatar they wish to call forth. Only in such a place might one sufficiently shift one's etheric balance in the desired direction. The element of fire is especially strong here in the Sagoli Desert. I can think of no land more fitting in which to summon an incarnation of the Lord of Inferno. Before we begin, I must insist that you accept this gem. It may appear of little worth, but within its faceted depths dwell the memories of a long-deceased summoner. Now you must focus. Visualize the ether flowing through you, a vibrant current of energy transforming into living fire. Hold this image in your mind, and the raging heat of your life force shall spawn an eddy wreathed in flames. Be aware, however, that this nascent entity will appear before you unbound and hostile. It is your charge to overpower the avatar and establish yourself as its master. The path of the summoner is not, if not fraught with peril. I get it. Alright. The heat is almost intolerable. Pray defeat this entity swiftly, Cecila. Aim for edge, summon spirits to its bidding. Have a care and they don't surround you. They're helping you out a little bit. Out the crimson nails, they amplify the edge's power. Clearly. I know how Ifrit works. Ifrit. Crimson Nails are destroyed. Now's the time to press the attack. Dead. Most impressive, Cessa. The Fireborn Edgy has submitted to your will. You have mastered the austerities of flame, and that is no small feat. Probably let us return to Apkala Falls, and we might further discuss your achievement. Apkalu. Alright. Alright. This is truly a momentous occasion. You have rescued the lost art of summoning from the grasping mirror of forgotten history. But you must know that more of the avatar you have bound. In the ancient tongue of the Algan Empire, it is known as the Ifrit Edgy, or Edgy translate approximately the pure or the essence of. In short, you obtained a willful manifestation of Ifrit's raging fires. As you might expect from an entity born of the Lord of Inferno, this avatar and its capacity for destruction should serve you well in your battles to come. With such an ally at your command, it is now too soon to take upon yourself the title of Summoner. You have proven yourself more than worthy of the Soul Crystal that you now possess. Yet, be that as it may, the road before you is long and arduous. If you would triumph in this age of conflict, you must needs master more than just the edgy of fire. I suggest you next fix your gaze upon claiming a servant of unyielding stone. You once seized victory against the primal Titan, did you not? Though I admit I am eager to progress to look into austerities of Earth, you must be careful not to overtax your reserves of strength. Rest well and spend some time to grow accustomed to your newfound abilities. Once you feel prepared to continue with your historic research, you will find me here awaiting your arrival and with barely constrained impatience. Nice. I'm now Summoner! Sweet. Nice. All right, which means I got access to all the skills. Wait, I don't have access to those skills. Oh wait, except to actually equip it. Duh. What hell if I actually equip it? You know. There we go. Yes. Well, no, I still need this gear set. So, for a scholar. So let me make another gear set. There we go. And now, since that's not really what I wanted to do. Wait. Hello. Why is all this? Wait, what? Well, my hotbars are a total mess. Don't worry, I'll fix all my hotbars. I don't know why my hotbars are a total mess now. Alright, I'll fix the hotbar. Don't worry. And I'll have access to all of the other skills, which I need to fix my hotbar anyway. Because I need to incorporate whatever skills I have on my mains hotbar. So yeah. I will see you all in the level 35 Summoner quest. Alright, here we are as a level 35 Summoner. We're ready to take on the next quest. Ymithra, what do you have for me? Mitra. What's that? Energy siphon? Nice. Titan's essence infuses your aura, Cecila. I foresee no further obstacles preventing us from attempting the next ritual. Shall I proceed to the austerities of Earth? I have every confidence that you will succeed in binding Titan energy to your will. According to my research, the most suitable location for the ritual is a place found to the southwest of Alder Springs in the North Shroud. Heretofore buried lair of ancient rock exposed by the violent upheavals by the calamity has lent the surrounding area of an overwhelming earthen aspect. The conditions will be perfect. I will await our destination, Cecila. Alright, Alder Springs. I can do that. That's simple. Away we go. Whee! The ritual you're about to perform is essentially no different from the austerities of flame. Instead of fire, you'll be concentrating on shifting your etheric balance toward the spectrum of Earth. Once you've achieved the required state of Earth and infinity, the primal's captured essence will tumble forth and coalesce into the stony form of Titan energy. As before, you must demonstrate unflinching authority if you were to convince the newborn avatar to heed your commands. Let us begin. Let's do it. Let's befriend. Let's tame Titan. The mere presence of this energy is suffocating. It's as if the weight of a mountain presses upon my chest. Titan entity has summoned allies of Earth. Not anymore. The etheric flow. It shakes the very ground. Oh, well done, Cecila. Oh. Whoa. Who's this guy? I come in search of elegant relics, and what do I find but a pair of incompetent dabblers? By what just or fate did you chance across such undeserved power? And who might you be, sir, to so boldly question our accomplishments? Ooh. If you have indeed unlocked the secrets of Summon, then you must be in possession of the very treasure I seek. How terribly convenient. I need only slay you both and take what I need from your bloody corpses. God's below, a summoner? But how? Cease your infantile prattle. The continuation of my divine work far outweighs the worth of your pitiful lives. No, this guy thinks he's a badass. I'll show him what for. How fortunate for you to die by my hand. Naught but ash will remain of your worthless wretchedness. Defend yourself, Cecilla. His words are no empty threat. Think to stand against me? Foolish bravado. You will burn nothing. You will burn nonetheless. Be on your guard. His power is building. I need you to focus on me, sir. Not gonna work, buddy. Oh, they didn't even pay attention to Summer's health. Nice. What do you think of that, prick? Why do you struggle so? Your unwillingness to accept oblivion, but delay is inevitable. Heed me, Avatar of Infernal Flame. Incinerate these foolish fools in all-consuming hellfire. Bitch. What? Ooh. Feel nature's fury, you vile blackguard. I'm tired of this childish game. Thank your gods for granting you another day of miserable existence. Well then. That guy's he's gone. What a decidedly unpleasant fellow. You learn how to summon Titan Edgy. Nice. Titan Edgy replaces Topaz Carbuncle, as you can see. Wait. No? Wait. Is that a skill? Hang on. Shouldn't it replace... Do I have to actually finish the quest first? Yeah. Yeah, it should be Huh. Well, I suggest we return to Apkalu Falls. I have no desire to linger here and chance another encounter with whomever that deranged mage was. Maybe I have to actually finish the quest. But it should replace Summon or Topaz Carbuncle. Now, when you hit level 50, I believe, you can actually get Edgy Glamour. which you can, instead of having, you know, the Titan edgy or the Ifrit edgy out, it's like Glamour. They will appear as Carbuncle. So there's a Topaz, there's a Ruby, and there is a Emerald Carbuncle edgy. They're supposed to add more. They said they're gonna add more edges in the game. Unfortunately, they have not. And this was said a long time ago. There are so many Carbuncle edges that I want, like Moonstone and Obsidian. I must say, I did not expect to meet another practitioner of the summoning arts. I also did not expect to be suddenly fighting for my life. What precious treasure do we carry that this callous stranger was so willing to kill us to possess it? Such mysteries aside, I am most glad you were able to secure Titan Edgy before the summoner decided to unleash his fiery avatar. Without its protection, I doubt we would have survived that conflagration. The Edgy of Earth, as was so aptly demonstrated, excels at defense. You should certainly take the time to explore its capabilities as well as its limitations. Be careful, however, not to neglect your offensive completely. Meanwhile, I shall confer with my colleagues in the Sons of St. Koinok and see what I might learn of that hostile summoner. We shall meet anon. Nice. When you have the solo summoner equipped, okay, there it goes. You cannot Titan 2 is your Topaz Carbuncle. Yep. See? So yeah, we got that. So what is this? Mountain Buster? Oh. I don't think I have, I think, Edgy Salt 1's gone. So yeah, that was a level 35 Summoner Quest, so I will see you all in the level 40, Summoner Quest. Alright, we are here as a level 40 Summoner, so Ymitra. What do you have for us then? Any news on that, rogue, that dark Summoner? How fared you with your training, Cecila? For my part, I had some success in uncovering the identity of our mystery attacker. We knew that our assailant was capable of summoning Ifrit Edgy, so I perused the records of past expeditions for those who claimed to have triumphed against the Lord of the Inferno. These victorious primal hunters, there were 8 names listed as present whereabouts unknown. After eliminating unlikely candidates based on race and gender, I was left with a single name, Tristan. Assuming the records are accurate, this here was once registered as a soldier in the Immortal Flames. As to how the man came by his skills as a summoner, or why he sought to kill us, however, I remain wholly ignorant. Nevertheless, I had witnessed him use the art of summoning for casual brutality, and that I cannot countenance. This power should never be employed for the sake of tyranny or personal gain. It was meant to oppose such evils. It is our responsibility to bring this Tristan to justice. Should we stand idle? His reprehensible actions could very well stain the good name of future summoners who have yet to answer their calling. The art itself could be outlawed. The very mention of it, taboo. Now, through my inquiries, I was able to determine that a war comrade from Tristan's days in the military resides in Alamigo. I ask that you pay a visit to this former soldier and learn what he knows of our callous villain. Alright. Off to Alamigo. Off we go! Alright, where you at, buddy? Are you above or below? Might be above. No, he's below. Aha! Well, it seems like Tristan wasn't telling the tall tales after all. He said I could expect some primal adult saw to show up and start asking questions. Why don't you stay here and play with some of my friends of mine? I have a message to deliver. She's all yours, ladies. Excuse me. Alright. That's it? That's it for the quest? That was nothing. What? No, it's even shorter than the Scholar one. Alright, I guess that's it. I went in there gearing up for a big encounter, but that was not big. That was not big at all. Huh. Well, alright then. Hey lass, guess what? I got attacked. You were set up on. The fiend is one step ahead of us. I'd wager 10 years of dig site findings that Tristan warned his old allies before you set foot, long before you set foot in that settlement. They thought you were one of the tempered, a mortal enthralled to Primal's will. In addition to being ruthless, it appears our opponent is highly intelligent, and not quite as deranged as I first assumed. Such a level of planning hints at the existence of some greater scheme, but that is still all we know. For the moment, we must be content with the knowledge that he perceives us as a threat and is aware of our efforts to track him. Speaking of which, you did exceedingly well to survive the trap into which I blithely sent you. I must apologize for my carelessness. I'll not underestimate this man again. On a happier note, however, my efforts to decipher the Algan script proceed apace. Here, you must read this. With your skills already tried and tested against the edgy, you should have little difficulty in mastering a secondary summoning technique such as this. Let's put this day's disaster behind us and focus on the wonders that lie ahead. Oh good, what's this? Outburst! I believe that's the AoE spell for Summoner. Alright. Nice. That is it for the level 40 Summoner quest. So I will see you all in the level 45 Summoner quest. God, this one was fast. Alright, we are here. We're at the level 40. We're at level 45. Let's pick up the next Summoner quest. Ymithra. What do you got for me? Algan attire. Greetings, Cecilla. I was glad to see you. I'm afraid I've yet to ascertain Tristan's ultimate objective. I only know that he is cunning and brutal, and will stop at nothing to achieve his purpose. As matters stand, we would chase after this man's shadow. Such a straightforward pursuit will, I believe, leave us ever one step behind. Our sole advantage is the treasure we possess that Tristan appears to covet. Eventually his desire will bring him to us. Where and when Tristan will strike I cannot say, but it is unlikely to be on a field of our choosing. Thus I suggest we prepare for this inevitable conflict as best we may. As fortune would have it, the ruins of Mordona may have provided us with a new source of strength. A word amongst sons that a set of evokers' attire has been unearthed. Made during the reign of the Algan Empire, these enchanted garments were sewn from the exclusive use of summoners. I can only imagine the degree to which they will enhance your already impressive powers. The man supervising the excavation efforts at St. Coinox Find, Rambros, is a dear friend of mine. In light of our circumstances, I am certain that he will consent to our request that you will be allowed to don the attire. Shall we pay him a visit? I know who Rambros is. Alright, Rambo, let's see if he recognizes us in our new fancy, on our new class, a new job. He knows us as a white mage, but does he know us as a summoner? Let's find out. Ah, Ymithra, I suspect you might be making an appearance before long, and I presume this fine lady is the new summoner I've heard so much about. Yeah, he doesn't know us. Granted, these, the main story quests don't reflect the story quests of the jobs. So even though we know who Rambros is, in the story quests of the summoner, he doesn't know who we are. Yes, hopefully the first of many. Now, pray tell me, Rambros, has a discovery of Algan made evoker's attire been confirmed? It has. Truly an historic find. Then, I'll not ask a boon of you, my friend. You recall the predicament of which I spoke. Our chances of survival would be greatly improved if we can consider allowing Celsa to wear the Alcan garments. Well, she is a summoner after all, and I must confess to no small degree of scholarly curiosity as to the effect the attire will have on one with the appropriate training. These finds are, however, the result of much sweat and even a few tears on the part of our excavation team. It is a frustrating task at times, and I fear they may be loath to part with the garments without some measure of recompense for their efforts. Allow me, though, to offer a solution. Metallic monstrosities of elegant construction known as mirror knights have risen from the dig sites scattered across Mardona. Needless to say, they pose a dangerous threat to our excavators. I suggest you speak with three field researchers and dispose of any such nasty hindrances to their work. I dare say they'll then gladly surrender the pieces of the attire they hold. Once I have confirmed our dig sites suitably empty of armored horrors, I will see you rewarded with the garment that I myself recovered from the ruins. Alright. Where are we going? Down there? Gatekeeper. Mirror Knight lurks just over yonder. I can scarce think straight what that thing wandering about. God, it approaches. I got it. Phew, you're my thanks. Now I might be able to concentrate on my tasks. If I'm not mistaken, you're in search of the Evoker's attire. I have one of its wondrous pieces right here. You are most welcome to it. Thank you, lass. Praise the gods, Rambo said an adventure would be along. Please, you must destroy the horror construction. Alright. Thank you for eliminating the source of my recent nightmares. I do not ordinarily stutter, so you see, but an abject terror has that effect on folk. Now I hear from your myth that you have need of this elegant garment. I should be glad to see that see it put to practical use. My God, rather than shut away in some dusty vault. Unfortunately, it won't get used. It'll get shoved away in my retainer when I'm done with it. So technically, yeah, it's gonna be shoved away in some dusty vault. Mirror Knights, yes, they have become quite bothersome. I would most appreciate it if were you to eliminate the creaking pest that has been plaguing me of late. This guy doesn't seem very concerned. Fascinating. I never thought I'd be fortunate enough to observe a conflict against an elegant construction at such close quarters. This has been a deeply enriching experience. If the price has been my piece of the Invoker's attire, then so be it. Yoink. Alright, Rambros, I killed all your Mirror Knights. Now I want your piece. Ah, the champion of my research has returned. With the ruins now free of Mirror Knights, the excavations can proceed at a far more satisfying pace. Trembling in fear of one's life makes it astonishingly difficult to handle ancient artifacts that have a tendency to crumble into dust. You have performed a valuable duty to us, Cecilla. As promised, you shall have the Summoner's Garment uncovered by my own hand as your reward. Ah, yes. Mithra mentioned that she would wait you at Apkalu Falls. It seems there was no doubt in her mind that you would succeed here. Oh my god, lady. Let me do the work, huh? Well, I guess it's for me, so... Alright. So this is how the summoners of old were clad. Well, more or less. It is unfortunate that the ruins have yet to surrender the final piece to the suns. These garments, aside from the coloring, they are identical to the garb Tristan wore. He will find no edge against you through this equipment. When you next face that murderous cad, victory will be decided purely by who is the more talented summoner. To that end, it is time you drew on your experience of defeating the primal Garuda. Yes, her aura of fickle violence is palpable upon you. It is daunting to imagine an edgy born of the Lady of the Vortex. Such unpredictable ferocity. Where the hell did you jump from? Hello? Where the hell did you come from? Such unpredictable ferocity should serve you well. I will search for a suitably airy location in which to perform the austerities of wind. You, my dear summoner, must needs prepare yourself, body and mind, for the trials ahead. I shall be waiting. Where the hell did she just drop in from? Oh. Wait. How the hell did she get up there? I sense Garuda's restless essence railing within the confines of your etheric channels. It is time we granted it release with the austerities of wind. Thankfully, I already have in mind a location that well suits our elemental purposes. You're familiar with the floating city of Nim and Naralanosia. As you might imagine, the aspect of wind is entirely dominant in the area of those suspended isles. Pray make your way there as soon as you feel prepared. I'm quite excited to see this new edgy. Great. I was just there. Now I'm going back. Oh, I know, this is Arcanist. Okay, never mind. This is a different area. I can't see. Too many trees! And too much fog, too. Shall we begin? I assume this is your third such experience. You have now grown familiar with the steps of the ritual. Thus, as before, I have you concentrate on shifting your etheric balance. I imagine the energy within you howling through your veins, in an incessant gale of screeching wrath. Garuda's essence will only be too eager to harness those raging currents and shape them into a worldly avatar. Once Garuda energy has appeared, it falls to you to tame its fury. Seems simple enough. Alright. Such powerful winds! There can be no doubt we face Garuda's spawn. These are the Avatar's feathers! Do not deceive me. I'm certain you summoned one Edgy. I feel so battered and bruised. It's past time to calm the storm. You make a terrible healer, lady. You're healing like half the time. Sweet. And Garuda Edgy takes place of Emerald Carbuncle. Masterfully done, Cecilla. Garuda Edgy's power is not yours to wield. Your aptitude for the art of summoning has exceeded my highest expectations. I honestly could not have found a more valuable partner for my research. Let's return to the Apkalu Falls. I'm sure you must be exhausted after this ordeal. Alright. With the addition of Garuda Edgy, you can now command 3 powerful avatars. Look at all the 8 for the Edgies around. They form almost a perfect half circle. As you have no doubt realized, however, that each of these entities has a different particular role in which it excels. For Garuda Edgy, that role is unleashing magic to strike down distant foes. I must admit to feeling equal parts of joy and apprehension of how faithfully the summon being displays the original Primal's volatile disposition. Experiment with your edgy allies, and the most effective use of your individual abilities will soon become clear. With such mastery of the art at your disposal, I shall almost pity Tristan when next she chooses to confront you. Before that time comes, however, I will endeavor to pierce the mystery of his motivations. May your discoveries bring you a new confidence, Cecilla. Alright. Nice. And that is the level 45 summoner quests. So, I will see you all in the level 50. And here we are, finally, at the level 50 summoner quests. Ymithra, have you found anything about that dark summoner of yours? Let's find out. Cecil, there's been a terrible incident. My poor colleagues at St. Coinox find murdered. The reports are confused, but they're outmatched. The same black-robed attacker. You know as well as I do that Tristan is behind this massacre. He is a Negro bold or desperate to commit such a brazen act. We should send out to Mordona at once to speak with any survivors. And maybe that we can glean on some idea of what the cold-hearted monster was after, or where he might strike next. We must stop him, Cecilla. Right. Yes, yes, I'm absolutely certain. It was the same Dark Summoner whom Mithra had described to us. We were just celebrating a recent find, the soul crystal of an elegant summoner, where a man in black robes suddenly appeared and demanded we surrender the gem. Naturally, we objected to this arrogant imposition, but he simply sneered at our refusal. Next moment, the world exploded into flame. Through a haze of agony, I saw him snatch up the soul crystal from his smoldering body and stride out towards the singing shards. If that bastard slaughtered my friends! There was no warning, no negotiation. If the gods grant you the chance to exact vengeance, I pray that you shall show him the same mercy he afforded us. Ooh, another soul crystal. Yes, it makes sense that he would shift his attention to a more easily obtainable gem. After all your progress, you would now make a most formidable opponent. I must apologize for not sharing my theory earlier. I suspected that Tristan might desire the soul crystal you carry, but did not wish to draw any premature conclusions without sufficient evidence. I mean, it was quite obvious. I'm at a loss, however, to explain why he seeks to collect more of these elegant relics. We shall just have to ask the villain himself after we corner him in the singing shards. Let's be on our way. And he didn't have to tell me. It was kind of obvious what he was after, because it was the only treasure that we had. Where you at, lass? Where you at? Really? No, go away. Oh, Asian. I brought you the soul crystals as promised. Yes, these appear to be authentic elegant artifacts. Very well, I shall honor our bargain. When these gems I draw forward the memories of the ancient summoners and the slumbering essence of an elder primal. All the attendant knowledge, your power, and your power shall be yours. Ah! God's the pain. Uh-oh. He's gone psycho. The bumbling summoner and incompetent lackey make an appearance at last. You think to capture me? Fools, I have orchestrated your every move. You have grown much in the art, that is true, but through the wisdoms of the paragons, I now command the power of an elder primal. You made a deal with the paragons, and you call us fools. The Asians will never relinquish their hold on you. Small price to pay. If you could feel the strength that fills my entire being, it is indescribable. I will use this power to annihilate the beast tribes and put an end to their insufferable tribes once and for all. The primals will rise no more. Hear me, demon king of devouring flame. Feed on my ever-burning anguish and be reborn. The culmination of my sacred duty is at hand. But first, there is one more soul crystal that must be mine. I will tolerate its wasted potential no longer. Is that supposed to be Bahamut? Bahamut Edgy? Oh, Belias. Behold, mind of Belias! I've never seen before since such power. All the more reason to defeat this madman. The sound effects are all fucked up. No, it is not enough. Belias, I must have it all. Ah, the tendrils of darkness, I feel them. No one can withstand this tenebrous ether. You know, except me when I move out of the way. I didn't think it was possible. He absorbed the Edgy's power. The power! I am a god amongst men. You're getting your ass whooped for a god amongst men. That's it? That's it? That was so underwhelming. So much for being a god. By all the memories of Summoner's past, I should have been unstoppable. I will steer the disease of beastmen from the face of the land. Deprived of worshippers, the primal that tempered my weak-willed sibling will wither into oblivion. So, I see my Aura's records are accurate. Though it was buried deep in the archives, I but recently uncovered a report that described how you slew your own brother. He was corrupted during your ill-fated encounter with the Ifrit, was he not? And I imagine your superiors in the Immortal Flames thought it a mercy to conceal that inglorious detail. Once the soft-hearted fool had been tempered, there was no saving him, and thus I took it upon myself to expunge the stain of embarrassment. But my work was left undone. The primal... No, all primals must suffer for that insult. After I killed my brother, I found myself liberated, my vision clear. No deed was too vile if it promised to add the power I required. How can you not see? I am the Sword of Vengeance, and I shall wrest that soul crystal from your blasted corpse. He blew himself up. At least I think he did. That's what it looked like. Tried to blow us up, but couldn't control the power. I wonder which struck the first blow to his sanity, the despair at his brother's tempering or the guilt from slaying his own kin. It is ironic that, discounting the means, our purposes were fundamentally one and the same. The summoner employs the savagery of the primals to conquer the primals themselves. Had Tristan approached us as an ally, we might have found ourselves aiding his cause. Alas, he chose to walk the path of bloodshed. Each vicious act must have pushed the man deeper into madness until, eventually, the lust for power and vengeance was all that drove him. The might of the primals carries with a burden of responsibility and a measure of danger. I hope never to see you corrupted with the potent energy you wield, Cecila. It's time to return to Apkalu Falls. The Dark Summoner is no more. Alright, that was a very underwhelming fight. As much as the guy tried to boast, there really wasn't much to him. A god amongst men, yeah, right. All right. Oh, how I would love to declare our troubles at an end, but I fear the Asinu of whom Tristan made his bargain with is yet afoot. As these so-called paragons prey upon men and women who are at their weakest, speaking honeyed words to lead them down the road to destruction. In this manner, they seek to plunge in the realm of Eoras into chaos. It is reassuring to know that heroes like you exist to foil their never-ending schemes and foul plots. In an outright war against the Asians, lose closer by day. Thus, would I have you armor yourself with the last piece of the evoker's attire. It was discovered at the same dig site, hence Tristan seized the soul crystal and the St. Coinox find researchers, grateful for your actions to bring the murderous consummate to justice, insisted that you complete your set. One can never be over-prepared when heading into battle against the Paragon. Wear it proudly, Cecila. Speaking of preparations, were you aware of the deeper layer of power hidden within your avatars? A technique exists that allows you to tap into the full potential of your Edgy. You must have seen Tristan employing this ability. During the final battle with the Dark Summoner, you would have heard of a whisper emanating from the Soul Crystal. Still your mind now, Cecila, and you will hear the voices of the ancient summoners instructing you in their greatest achievement. The true power of the Edgy will be yours. Nice! Alright, I've already done all of this. Thank you. Alright, so that is the level 50 quest. But before I end this part, I'm curious. Let me stop by Limsa real fast. Yes. Edgy. We can now get edgy glamours. Oops. My sound's like messed up. Well, if it isn't Cecila, precisely the woman I wish to see. If you recall Mithra, the sons of Saint Koinok, well, she recently finished compiling her research into summoning. I was kind enough to send a copy of it to our guild. I was pleased to note that you are listed as a collaborator. I must say it is quite fascinating. It was a quite fascinating read, especially the section covering those essences of primals called Edgy. You are able to manifest beings, yes? Wonderful. In which case, I should like your assistance with an experiment. If you're willing, pray join me in the practice area. I will reveal the details there. Okay. My apologies for the wait. To begin with, might I ask you to call upon forth an Edgy? I would very much like to see one with brown eyes. Mayhap the Ifrit Edgy would be suitable. I understand that was the first such being to be summoned. Yes, the most impressive being indeed, created according to Mithra in the image of the entity which one most closely associates with the fire, Ifrit. It is my hypothesis that the same fundamental principle can be employed to alter the form of an Edgy by calling to mind of another image. Pray summon the Ifrit Edgy again, but this time focus your consciousness upon a carbuncle. It shouldn't be difficult given the bond you share. There we go. The Ruby Carbuncle! Brilliant! My theory holds! Well, as it takes form of carbuncle, there is no mistaking its ethereal composition. I should imagine that the abilities it wields have changed for all intents and purposes. It is still an Ifrit Edgy, but now we know there is no limit to an Edgy's appearance. Well, I must be returning my post. Let's continue this upstairs. Nice. Yeah, these are the things that they said they were gonna add in, but they never actually added more edgies, which is our edgy glamours. I'm still hoping, man. Still hoping. There are a lot of carbuncle variants out there. Moonstone, obsidian. Cecily, you have my thanks for indulging me. This experiment has unearthed a new world of possibility of arcane entities. I hope you'll find use for the discovery. Oh, I will. Alright. I might alter using Edgy Glamour. For example, Edgy Garuda. Alright. So basically, it works like this. Just get rid of this. Reed Edgy, Garuda Edgy, and then Titan Edgy. And now, we have all our carbuncles. Sweet. So yeah, that is the end of the level 50 summoner quests. Oh. So, like with Scholar, once I have everything all ready to go for my remaining classes, we will proceed with the remaining quests, which will take a while. So, I hope you enjoyed the 1 through 50 Summoner, and, well, at least for this part, the 1 through 50 Arcanist and Summoner quests, and I will see you in the next job quest mashup video. Later.